I am back with another episode. I hope you can hear me clearly because my voice might still sound a bit off. I have been a bit ill in the last week, but I shall continue to try and speak up. Yesterday I asked you guys what you would like to hear me talk about in this video, and first of all, thank you to everyone who asked a question or who requested a specific topic. Today I thought I would dive into a revelation of what my average working day is like. Now actually I have taken the last week off because I realized I needed a long vacation of some sort. I had been somewhat stressing myself out about finishing this last series, The Goddesses, The Faces of the Goddesses, of the Goddess rather. And I found that I was losing energy at the end, and even though I wanted to take a long break after I finished the entire series, I realized I needed to do so before completing it. So I actually took the last week off and haven't had an average working day, but I will be back to it tomorrow. So I thought I would talk a little bit about what I do in my day. So usually, and I have mentioned this before, I try to keep my day as simple as possible so that my work is undisturbed, because my creativity tends to be the focus of everything I do. So I will usually get up in the morning, and I don't really have a set time, though I think I probably will want to do that in the future. I usually just get up whenever Lily wakes me up. My cat Lily tends to sleep with me, and when she's hungry in the morning she just wakes me up. And so the first thing I do is I head to the kitchen. I am not a tea drinker or a coffee drinker, so it's just 2 glasses of water first thing in the morning, and I feed the cats. And after that I try not to stress myself too much by running around and trying to get my day started as fast as possible. I take it slow. I will start with house chores. I will sweep out my studio and prepare it for the next painting session or the first one of the day. And at some point I will have breakfast, but I'm not a big breakfast person. I try to have something small and light, usually like a fruit salad or something, first thing in the morning. Well, not first thing in the morning, but somewhere in the mid-morning. And then I will sometimes write a little bit. I try to have other creative hobbies around my usual painting sessions. So writing tends to be my other outlet, and some of you know that I love writing, and sometimes I do this at the end of the day, but sometimes at the beginning of the day. And this is not something I do in any professional capacity. It's just a hobby, something fun for myself, because even though painting is a lot of fun, it's also my work. So I do like to have some sort of creative outlet where I'm not thinking about showing it to anybody or not really trying to create something whole. It's just little doodles and sketches, things that pop out of my mind. So sometimes I'll do that first thing in the morning, sometimes even before my first meal of the day. I'm not too fussed about my first meal of the day, to be honest, so I just have it whenever I'm hungry. And then I will usually start my first session of the day, painting wise. And in the morning hours I usually have 1 to 2 sessions before my midday or lunch break, and a session can be anywhere from an hour to almost 2 hours maximum, about an hour and a half on average, I would say. And I will have 1 session, then take a 10-15 minute break, usually raid the kitchen again for a snack, a small snack, and just go outdoors for a bit, go on social media maybe for a few minutes, and then back to my painting sessions. At lunch I would have my longest break. I'd have the biggest meal of the day, and then straight after, sometimes I go straight into the painting again, but most often I will maybe spend another half an hour just chilling, either reading or listening to music or playing chess online, or maybe even surfing the internet for something. And then for the rest of the afternoon until dusk I will usually be at these. So again, several sessions, about an hour and a half, and then a break, another one, and another break, and so on. And I generally like to keep my day simple like that, so that my paintings are undisturbed and I can just keep coming back to it session after session without being disturbed. At the end of the day, once I have spent all my energy, I will usually like another snack of some sort, and I will take a proper break where I'll just chill out, maybe watch something, read some more, listen to music, whatever I want to, for an hour, maybe 2 hours, maximum 2 hours, I would say. Before, I also like to work out in the evening, so then I'll have a workout that again lasts for about an hour, 2 hours max, again, because I have been sitting down and being very still except for my hand and not be moving my body much. I think it's important to balance that out by getting some sort of physical exercise. So I do that in the evening, and usually I wind down my day with reading, maybe watching something. I'm not much of a movie buff, so I do have a long list of movies I have to catch up on, or TV series, or whatever it is. There's so many classics that I have not seen. And I do some online surfing. Depending on what I have to do, I'll post stuff on social media. But there's not a lot happening around my day. I try not to do that. If I do have guests, say, coming in the evening or something, I'll wind down my painting sessions a couple of hours earlier so that I can prepare and, get dressed. And all you ladies know how long it takes to get dressed, so I need to slot in some time there. But other than that, I rarely variate my day. Occasionally I'll have like small tasks or something to do, or go out in town, or go and meet people. And I am the kind of person that has a daily planner. I have a 2019 diary with me, and everything I have to do gets put down there so that I don't have to stress about remembering to do these things. Once I know I need to do something, I figure out what day I have to do it on, and then I write it down. And when I wake up in the morning, I always go through my list for the day and see if there's any other tasks that I have to complete. And I will then attend to them in between painting, or maybe even before if it's a small task. But I try not to stress about everything else around my painting, so I write it down and then deal with it when the time comes. It may seem unusual for an artist to have a daily planner because we are supposed to be messy and socially awkward. But I think I've mentioned this before, I'm a highly organized person, and I need the outside world, or my interaction with the outside world, to be highly organized and practical so that it does not eat into the space that I try to cultivate for my painting sessions. So, for example, I'm terrible at catching up with friends. I must confess that, I'm always saying, yeah, let's meet up, and then a whole year goes by and I'm like, oh, I still haven't met up with my friends. I don't really have a social calendar. I just have my daily planner to mark out the other stuff. And I try not to be the kind of person who has a lot of things going on in my life, because I find that when I'm distracted with the outside world, I really don't have the time to contemplate and think and journal. And those are things that are really important to my conceptual process of the paintings. So I need to take time out for them. And even before painting, sometimes I'll just sit down, say for breakfast, I'll sit down, but I'll also sit down with my food, but have the painting in front of me so that I can just sit there and think about it and look at it and problem solve in my head before I begin. So I'm already immersing myself in the painting process before I even start. So my day is actually very simple, straightforward, full of painting. And there's not much that happens that is different, except when I take a day off and then I just read all day or listen to music. This last week has been a bit like that. I've just been completely chilled out, which has been great because I now have had the time to contemplate and think further, and I have new ideas. So stay tuned for that. I think I'm running out of time here. I hope that has answered your question about what I do during my day. I will speak to you guys soon. Hope you are having a great weekend, and until next time, take care. Bye.